Hey, it's Carrie here, and I am so excited about what I'm going to be sharing with you right now because I know this can change your life as it has mine. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 essential steps to protect your energy so that you can feel grounded and happy and maintain well-being and positive energy so you can feel great. When I say this is life-changing, I have went from feeling anxious and stressed and really just never in my skin to feeling peaceful and joyful and radiant. So don't overlook these because you think they're simple or obvious. These are life-changing, especially if you're sensitive. So if you feel like you're one of those people that pick up on energy from other people, that you're like a sponge, that sometimes you're talking to someone and they feel great and you feel worse afterwards, well, then this is definitely going to help you, because once you're aware of energy and how you're managing your own energy and how you're protecting your energy, that's when you can choose how you want to feel instead of just like not knowing why you're not feeling well at certain times. So once again, I want to remind you, do not overlook these or gloss over them, no matter how simple or even obvious they may seem to you. So the first essential is for you to know that you are an empath. So first of all, what is an empath and why is this important for you to know? And again, that's why I'm saying this seems kind of simple, but once you understand the kind of person you are and how you process energy, then you know how to manage energy. You know, what we in our bodies are the vehicle for our soul. This is the vessel for your soul. And not everybody's driving around in the same vehicle. So like you, if you're listening to this or even you're interested in this information, it's probably because you are an empath, and empaths are gifted energetically and emotionally. So if you imagine that your energy field, you have an energy field. You don't need to imagine that because that's true, but if you can imagine what that is about for you. And not everyone has the same kind of energy field. So just like with hair, some people have really thick hair and some people have very fine hair and it's more porous and it's more fine. And so the same thing with energy, like you can have one of those energy fields that like things just roll off of you. And if you're one of those people that no matter how much people say, hey, just let it roll off of you, you can't, because you're more spongy. You're like a little sponge. You're like delicious sponge. And so you absorb energy more intensely, but you also have kind of like spidey senses. So you can feel energy more intensely, like more fine-tuned. So this is an incredible gift because you're energetically sensitive to how other people feel, which subsequently means that you pick up on their energy and you're always feeling what they're feeling. Sometimes you don't even know whose feeling it is anymore. And this can also make you kind of more of a people pleaser because you're always feeling how other people are feeling about you and you always want people to feel good about you. So you wind up giving too much or always doing everything so that other people feel good, and sometimes at your expense. Is it sounding familiar, feeling familiar? Yeah, I thought so. So knowing you're an empath means that you know how to take care of yourself because you're not like normal people and you don't want to be. You're extraordinary. You have this extraordinary gift of emotional intelligence where you can feel things more acutely. But this also means that you need to manage your energy more acutely. You need to take extra good care of yourself because you can't just like be out there in any environment. So it's knowing your vehicle, you know? So like you're not an off-road vehicle, you're not an SUV, you're more like a Jaguar. So I know it's hard to be extra sensitive sometimes, there are challenges, but the gifts are amazing. You know, you're extraordinary, and it's such a great gift to have. And so when you know how to overcome the challenges, you can start reaping the benefits of being this extraordinary being. So why be a jalopy when you can be a jaguar? So feel good about being an empath, but you have to know that you are. So this brings us to the second most essential step in being an empath, in protecting your energy, is to say no to stressful environments. Now, we talked about you being a people pleaser, right? So there's so many times when you're dreading going somewhere, or you're going to a social event or a family event because you think you should be. Now, this is a telltale sign that you really don't want to be there, and that everything in your energy is screaming like, please don't put me in this environment. And the other thing is that you're more sensitive to noise and commotion and lights and just like a lot of energy. So remember, you have this extra porous, super fine aura, right? Super fine. So if you're like picking up on more information than other people, everything's going to feel like exponentially more intense. So if you're going to a place too that's like really loud and has all kinds of people that you have to make small talk with, and that's also like you're picking up on all of their emotions, that is so draining to you. And yet, how often do you go to things and do things because you feel obligated, and yet everything in you is telling you not to? So you really need to practice saying no to those situations where you're putting yourself in that environment. And this means also like volunteering to go to things that you're not even like obligated to, like malls that are like all kinds of cacophony. And, you know, I don't care how much something's on sale. You're not going to be like stampeding on like Black Friday. Like, that's not going to be good for you, or whatever day it is. Like, don't go to the stampedes, whatever that means, right? Like, or like if bars or things like that, where there's just so much stimuli, you may not even realize how this is affecting you. So start paying attention to it. Start paying attention to how you feel before and afterwards. Like if you're dreading it, then don't go. And afterwards, if you just want to take a nap, you're exhausted, or you feel emotionally drained, well, you can start to recognize, like, you know what? Why am I putting myself in this situation? Maybe I'll shop online. And maybe I'll just say no to this event, and I'll see them another time when I can have a more intimate setting. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? This is so important. And I understand that there's times that you have to be in these kind of negative situations, like if you have a job that doesn't feel right. So this is what we're going to talk about in the other essential steps. But you don't need to volunteer to go to things that are draining you. So remember that and do that, okay? Say no. So step number 3 is to cleanse your aura. So you may not know what an aura is, and that's okay. So it's the energy field that surrounds you. It's kind of like the Earth has an atmosphere. Even though it's connected to everything else in space, the Earth has an ozone layer. And you see, even the ozone layer is needing more protection now. This is the barrier between you. I'm not talking about the ozone layer. I'm talking about your own personal aura, like your ozone layer. And like, see, what's above is below. I think maybe that's connected, the ozone layer and our aura is being depleted. So it's really important for you to strengthen your aura and for you to cleanse your aura, because this is the energetic boundary around you, and it's the energetic space around you, and you can cleanse this. There's so many ways to do this, and I'll put some links for you below for some resources that I have for you. Lots of ways to do this, and there's a lot of resources about this. This is a quick way. I mean, I have so much more to share with you about this. This is a quick way to do this. Light washes away all darkness, right? Like wherever there's light, there can't be darkness. So if you imagine that there's a beautiful ball of light above you that is like a waterfall of light that's washing down around you. And so what's happening is like anything that's stuck, you know how like you're like a sponge, so like all these parts that are stuck on you, all of other people's energy that you've absorbed, all of your negative thoughts that you've been holding on to, you can imagine that this waterfall of light is just washing down over you, washing away anything that doesn't belong to you, washing away stress and negativity, just washing over you, this beautiful waterfall of light. Doesn't it just feel good even thinking about it? That's the whole point. So you're imagining this light washing down over you, cleansing everything in your energy field and leaving light. So you are surrounded by light. You're in this beautiful column of light. You're in a beautiful ball of light around you, and that this light is filling your aura. So as you're washing away anything that's stuck on you or any negativity, anything that doesn't belong to you, and you're filling yourself with light, you're creating more positive energy around you, and this starts to attract more positive energy. See, what happens is, as your spongy, empathetic self picks up energy from other people and the environment, even just walking around, because there's a lot of stimuli. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you want to brush your teeth, you want to take a shower every day because you just want to cleanse yourself. You pick up stuff no matter what. So if you imagine that you're running around all day and picking up stuff from other people and you're not cleansing your energy, you just start collecting more and more of it, and you feel like a sponge that is never like wrung out and cleansed, right? So this is why it's so important to keep cleansing your aura. And when do you do this? Start your day with it, finish your day with it, throughout the day with it. Actually, if you're talking to someone that, you know, maybe doesn't uplift you, just bring that waterfall of light around you and you'll feel better. It creates this beautiful positive energy field, so you can keep attracting more positive energy and letting go of what doesn't serve you. Isn't that nice? So do that every day, as often as you'd like, or however many times it feels good. Just do that all day if you want. So now this brings us to our next essential step. So as you're cleansing yourself with light and creating that light around you, the next thing to do is to make sure you're taking up space energetically. So make that light bigger and brighter. Bigger and brighter, brighter and wider. Because what happens as an empath, you want to shrink up, especially like you're going to a place that you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. So you're like, I'm going to make myself small. You may not even do that consciously, but unconsciously, I guarantee you're doing that. And especially if you're feeling like you're picking up so much stuff from other people. Yet what happens is that means other people are overpowering you energetically. They're like, oh, look, this is someone who's not taking up space, so I'm going to take up all the space and I'm just going to like bring my energy out here and like cram them. So it doesn't even matter if you're saying anything to someone, like you're going to disappear and they're going to get bigger, and like that's just not a good ratio. So you want to bring your bright light all around you. So if you imagine like a light bulb has the glass around it, but the light keeps shining brighter. So you could shine as brightly as you want and still keep that protective energy around you, but keep radiating. And what's really important is your solar plexus, which is the chakra just beneath your rib cage. It's like a solar, it's like a sun, right? And so you want that to radiate. So you want to radiate from your solar plexus, because your solar plexus, in addition to being the chakra for your self-esteem and your confidence, it's also your energetic boundary between you and other people. So this helps you become more confident, and it also helps protect you energetically. So bring that light into your body and like radiate from your solar plexus. Fill your aura with light, and then beyond that, like the glass and the light bulb, right? So you're radiating as much as you can. And that way, people won't just overpower you energetically. And so you're raising the energy of everyone and everything around you. And you're also claiming your space in the world and letting the world know that you matter and you're important and that you're here. You're a light worker. You're a bright light in the world, and nobody else is going to dim your light. And that's great protection for you, and it also feels amazing. And the more you do that, the more you're going to start attracting positive people and circumstances. You see how this works? And so the fifth essential step in energy protection is to not engage with energy vampires. Now, we talked about you being a people pleaser, right? Trust me, I get it. Like, it's not going to go away because you're always going to be feeling other people's feelings. And of course, your job as a light worker is to make people happy. That's part of the gift of being an empath. You're a healer, you're emotionally intelligent, and you're beautiful, you're extraordinary. And so what happens is when there's someone that's they know it, people know it. They're like, oh, look at this squishy healer, sensitive person. They're going to help me feel better because I'm going to take all my negative energy and give it to them. And then sometimes unconsciously you energetically say, oh, sure, give it to me. I'll take it. Sure, I'm a healer. Don't do that. So what happens is that, like, if they're just like negative energy, like, you know, want, and telling you all the things that complain, negative, whatever it is, and you're encouraging them because you don't want to hurt their feelings, and you want to be nice to them, or you don't want them to think you're rude, you're just encouraging them to dump more energy on you and take all your juicy, delicious life force energy that you just like created and tapped into, right? So you have to disengage from energy vampires. First, don't seek them out. And if they're in your life, like, don't feel obligated. Again, it's this whole like don't feel obligated thing, right? It's like a theme. Can you tell? So like when you feel someone dumping on you energetically or like taking from you energetically, focus on your body and just disengage. Don't encourage them. It doesn't mean be rude, but don't be extra nice either. You can be like, oh, okay. Don't keep asking them questions. Just like end it. Okay. I gotta go. Nice talking to you. Bye. Okay, you got that? So cut it off. Like, don't like keep asking. Don't like goad them on. Stay in your body. Create that kind of like energetic boundary that says, we're done now. And look, I get it. Like sometimes, like let's say you're like a hairdresser or something and people are like, want. And you have to maybe kind of talk to them, but you don't need to keep encouraging them. You can just, you know, they're not going to notice that you don't listen because they're not empaths at that point, right? Like they're not here to make you happy. They're just like wanting to talk to anybody, right? So you don't need to engage. You could be thinking about your laundry. They're not going to know the difference. Just be like, oh, okay. And remember to cleanse your energy after that, right? And while that's happening and before that, so you're not picking this up. So keep that waterfall of light running, okay? So I know that if you do this, if you practice it, remember the biggest practice is like putting yourself first. Like that's the theme of all of these things, is like knowing that you're this special, beautiful kind of person who picks up on energy and not putting yourself in situations and keeping your energy shiny and bright. These are the things that is a daily practice. It's a forever practice, and it's a beautiful practice because this keeps you feeling good. And so don't see any of this as a burden of being an empath. Just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm a jaguar, not a jalopy. This is such a gift. So keep this positive energy going. Keep shining brightly in the world. And I'd love to hear how this resonates with you, if this helps you. So leave a comment below and let us all know. And if this has helped you, please share it with a friend. I know it might be just what they need, and I know they will appreciate you for it. And I have so many more resources for you to tap into the divine, to help your energy, to psychic protection, connecting with your guides. There's so much more I have to share. So if you want to know more, make sure you're subscribed and give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. In the meantime, I've enjoyed sharing this with you, and I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.